Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. We are from Group 4, and in this nice occasion, we will talk about eclectic approach and cooperative learning and test-based learning. So, we are hoping that you can follow our presentation for our discussion later. And before that, we would like to introduce ourselves first. My name is Ali Fakturnada, and my friend Marta Farhadila, and Ria Putri, and Ray. And for our first material is about eclectic approach that will be presented by Marta.
So the eclectic approach. What is eclectic approach? The eclectic approach comes from recognizing that each of the individual methods has strengths and weaknesses, and no single method is appropriate for the dynamic context of the classroom. The approach allows the teacher to select what works within their own dynamic context. The approach is typically desirable, coherent, and pluralistic. Features of eclectic approach. In each class session, teachers are given the option of using a variety of instructional strategies to achieve the lesson's objective. Teachers have the freedom to choose any component or approach that they believe is appropriate for teaching in the classroom. The third, students can observe a variety of teaching styles as well as the use of various teaching aids that assist to make lessons more engaging and assure a better understanding of the topic. The fourth is resolving issues that may arise as a result of the textbook content presentation. The fifth, finally, it reduces the amount of the time and effort required to present English text. The next presentations will be presented by Nada.
Okay, thank you. So, what is the advantage of eclectic approach? So, the first advantage is it is simpler for students to comprehend the text languages when it is placed in its cultural context. And the second is it combines the skills of all of the skills of in English like listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And the third is helps teachers to educate more successfully by combining the stage of several teaching approaches while they're avoiding their limitation. And the fourth, due to the obvious employment of realistic situation in the classroom, so it makes learning is more simple. Next slide, please. Okay, so this is the limitation of eclectic approach. The first one is eclectic approach makes teachers less likely to reflect on their instruction. So they made up their minds. They will use whatever works, like more produces the result. And the second is mixing a variety of tactics and approaches may result in a more diverse teaching arsenal, but it may also lead to plenty of the problems. And the third, when new methods and techniques are offered, the teachers sometimes forget about the reason behind the approaches in their eagerness to incorporate them into their existing teaching practices. And the fourth is when an innovative approach is employed only occasionally and blend in with other techniques and its impacts is reduced. And the next slide, please. So next material, we're gonna talk about test-based learning. So basically, what is test-based learning? Test-based learning refers to an approach based on the use of tests as the core unit of planning and instruction in language teaching. For example, like having each student draw a comic picture and explain the content and inspiration behind it to the group, and then they have to collaborate to put together a comic strip that includes each student's picture, and which is the main task is to create an original comic strip. So test based learning itu lebih memberikan tugas kepada studentnya. Tapi di sini perbedaan dengan project based learning itu adalah test based learning ini lebih banyak lebih cenderung dibimbing oleh gurunya secara langsung daripada project based learning gitu. So next slide will be presented by Ray.
Baik. Technique of Tibal. The first information get text. Students are missing information necessary to complete a text or solve and communicate with their classmates to fill in the gap. The second, opinion gap text require the learning to give their own personal preference, feeling, or attitude to complete a text. The third, reasoning gap text involve two or more people who have different pieces of information and need to use their reasoning skill to solve a problem. The fourth, unfocused text, that kind of text that allow learners to choose from a array of form, but they are not planned with the use of specific form in mind. The five, focus text, in this learning to process a specific grammatical structure. The six, input providing text. Student complete a deal with the context that the teacher provide. The seven, output providing text. Student have to share to the information on their card so that their group member could complete a schedule. The third, cooperative learning. What is cooperative learning? Cooperative learning is to teach the student to be a functional part of group so that they have responsibilities as well as individual responsibilities. This type of learning not only increase the study skill of a student but also develop the communication skill. Baik, is it?
Okay, so the next presentation will be explained by me is a characteristic of cooperative learning. Cooperative learning, which will be the primary focus of this workshop, is a specific kind of collaborative learning. In cooperative learning, students work together in small groups on a structured activity. They are individually accountable for their work, and the work of the group as whole is also assessed. Cooperative group work face to face and learn to work as a team. The first thing is learners actively participate, and the second is teachers become learners at times, and learners sometimes teach. And the third, respect is given to every member. And the fourth, projects and question interest and challenge students. And the fifth is diversity is celebrated and all contributions are valued. And the sixth is a student learn skills for resolving conflicts when they arise. And the seventh, members draw upon their past experience and knowledge. And the eighth, goals are clearly identified and used as guide. And the ninth, research tools such as internet access are made available. And the last is students are invested in their own learning. And also the basic elements are positive independence occurs when gains of individual or teams are positively correlated. And the second, individual accountability occurs when all students in a group are held accountable for doing a share of the work and for mastery of the material to be learned. And the third, equal participant occur when each member of the group is afforded equal shares of responsibility and input. And the last is a simultaneous interaction occurs when class is designed to allow many students interaction during the period. It was the basic elementary of cooperative learning. And the next is a cooperative teaching strategies. The first one is we use STAT model or Students Team Achievement Division, and the second is a TGT or Model Teams Games Tournaments, and the third Team Assisted Individualization or TIA model, and the fourth cooperative intergather reading and composition model. And the next model group, investigation or GI, and then jigsaw model, and then co-op model. And thank you so much. That's all from our group. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Cara iku ya apa?
Ya pemati none.